If there's anything liberals love more than being perpetually offended by everything under the sun, it's finding hidden racist messages lurking behind every corner. Today, if you so much as look at a black person the wrong way, chances are some liberal will storm off and say,
"I find that racist."
In fact, it's hard to find a story these days where liberals do not, in fact, see racism. I mean, just ask the kids on the mall who they said were racist simply for staring the wrong way. Oh, that smirk, that racist smirk of his. So you know that we had to come in here and do a new roundup of the most absurd stories liberals say is racist. And in a moment, we'll also talk to fellow Blaze TV host Graham Allen, who is on the receiving end of one of the most ridiculous smear campaigns from the left for his hateful message. I mean, you guys aren't going to believe this. Graham posted this photo of his family. Does this toxic masculinity offend you? But you know what? It wasn't the masculinity part that they were offended by. And just wait until you see why people out there are actually calling this family photo racist. You're not going to believe it. All right, so racist foul numero 8. Remember when Trump had the Clemson Tigers at the White House fresh off their victory over Alabama? So Trump came, served fast food to the players because the White House chefs are furloughed due to Nancy Pelosi's shutdown. And while many of our mouths were watering, the media, on the other hand, they lost their minds over this. Now, I know it's weird because you look at them and you're like, really? These guys don't eat fast food? I mean, okay. Whatever they say, they pretend to be appalled by it. So maybe it's the craft beer that they're drinking, because they, on the page, couldn't fathom the idea that anyone would serve a pizza and McDonald's. Ew, what is that? Is that the place with those yellow things where they go and they serve you food through a window and you eat in your motor vehicle? What rot is this? Just they couldn't send him to a Sweet Green to pick up a lovely parsnip salad. And then this dingbat at ESPN took it a step further. Of course, it wasn't just lowlife and classless of Trump to feed them fast food. He was actually sending them a hidden, secret, hateful message.
I guess I took it very differently. When I saw him giving the football players, it's a predominantly black sport and fast food, my thought went a very different place. Also,
I think the president likes fast food.
Oh, her mind went to a very different place. Yeah, her mind went to racist, because in her mind, fast food is lowly. Fast food, that is what those black people eat. Never mind that 1 in 3 Americans eat fast food. It's the most American thing ever. In her mind, it's so base, it must be what those lowly black folks eat. And therefore, it is very insensitive, because she's the sensitive one, very insensitive of Trump to even offer it to them. Racist foul number 2.
The last thing we need to do is to monkey this up by trying to embrace a socialist agenda with huge tax increases and bankrupting the state.
Did you hear that? He said, monkey this up. And he was talking about Andrew Gillum. And Andrew Gillum is a black person. So he must mean that Andrew Gillum is a monkey, because Andrew Gillum is black, and he said monkey. No, that's not what any of us were thinking. Didn't even occur to us. Really? Andrew Gillum, monkey, don't you see it? Nope, not even a little bit. But liberals have this thing in their heads where they think black people are monkeys. It's the weirdest thing in the world. And quite honestly, it says a lot more about them than it does about any of us, since anytime they see a monkey, they for some reason think, hey, that reminds me of one of those black folks. Racist foul number 3, another monkey story. Remember when liberals demanded a statue of a caged gorilla in Texas on a playground be removed after some residents deemed it racially insensitive? Racially insensitive? It's a damn monkey. I want to know, who saw this statue and said, hey, you know, that's clearly supposed to be President Barack Obama. So I'm going to need you to take it down. I don't know why would they portray Barack Obama, our president, this way? It's very offensive. Take it down now. Let me ask you this. If you saw this statue and you saw a black person, doesn't that make you the racist? And along those same lines, H&M had to apologize for this ad. This kid's hoodie says, coolest monkey in the jungle. And everyone lost their minds because clearly they're calling the kid a monkey. In fact, This shirt was specifically designed for this black kid to wear. No, this shirt was definitely not designed for all kids. Surely they didn't just have a photo shoot where this black kid modeled a number of their designs, as is how it usually happens, and this just happened to be one of the items the kid modeled. No, that's definitely not what happened. They definitely said, you know what, we're gonna send a message to all blacks on our websites, and we're making a hoodie to remind black kids everywhere that they are only one step above the evolutionary chain from monkeys. That's definitely not what happened. But that's apparently what all the celebrities thought happened. LeBron James, he tweeted about it. The Weeknd, who, you know, is a guy who has no problem singing about having sex with chicks who have taken too many pills, they're too drugged up to walk. He said he was deeply offended by this. Really? This, out of all things, this is what offended you? You homeless-looking degenerate? They insist these catalogs, they must feature all sorts of minorities. They must feature white people, black people, Hispanic people, Asian people, United Colors of Benetton. They need to be diverse. Our catalogs, our ads, they ought to reflect the values of the world that we live in. But then you go and you do it and you treat black models the same as white models and put them in the same clothes, and it's racist because he's wearing the wrong hoodie. You can't win with these people. People really just need to lighten up, folks. All right, racist foul number 4. Among other things that are racist for the leftists are English grammar. Yes, that's right. American University will host an event with a professor from a writing center which argues that American grammar is racist. Just let that sink in for a minute. You know, so all of you people who speak English properly, you've actually been racist your entire lives. Maybe you didn't even know it, but you will be racist for the rest of your lives if you continue to speak good English. So, to be honest, when the left just calls you a racist with all of these ridiculous definitions of racism, this should be your reaction.
Who cares?
One of the most absurd accusations of racism I've seen recently were directed at my friend and fellow Blaze TV host Graham Allen after he posted this image of him, his sons, and his daughter in response to that terrible Gillette ad. Remember that ad attacking toxic masculinity? And the left said it was, you guessed it, racist. So Graham is here with me now. Graham, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I found out that I'm a racist the other day, so I'm learning to live with that.
So you must be like, I don't know, some really good, intrepid propagandist putting all these subtle racist messages, because I saw this image with you and your family, and racism didn't even occur to me. So explain to me the reasoning behind your evil plan to put subliminal racist messages in your photography.
I guess they're going to write books about me one day because of the genius that I am. I mean, people have given me so much credit for being able to put, I saw several comments of the racist undertones and the time it took to construct such a subliminal racist photo is staggering and things like that. I literally, you know, not to be graphic, I was in the bathroom and just picked a photo. I mean that's literally, that is the time it took to do this. This photo, one of the biggest things people said, you know, how ridiculous is this that this guy drug his kids outside to take a picture in response to a Gillette ad, where the truth is, anybody that knows anything about cotton, it's so funny that people that are so triggered by cotton don't know anything about cotton. Anyone would know that picture was obviously taken months ago, because cotton, go to a cotton field and try to find cotton right now in January. Go ahead. I dare you to try and find it.
Yeah, you won't see any of it. I mean, if I'm correct, it was taken in Mississippi. Is that right?
Yes, across the street from my house, there is a gigantic cotton field, because Mississippi is a farm state, obviously, and, you know, there's cotton, there's corn, there's all kinds of racist things that, you know, that we all own slaves to work the fields, I guess. I mean, it's crazy. I'm pretty sure it's actually a white guy that works that cotton field, but that's neither here nor there.
And plenty of white people do pick cotton, so the idea that it's only black people who pick cotton is insane. And but, you know, we have this one story, a woman freaking out over Hobby Lobby's raw cotton display. Hobby Lobby put a cotton display up in their window, and this woman's freaking out saying it's reminiscent of slavery. I mean, these people see cotton and they automatically go to slavery. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you know, it's like this. I would have never even thought about something like that. And to me, that shows more about the very people that are claiming that I'm racist, because they're the ones that associate things with racism. It doesn't
Exactly
even occur to me, because, you know what I mean? Because I'm not racist. I don't see those things. You know, I don't associate racism with things in my normal everyday surroundings of where I live, because me and my family are not racist. I don't know if you know this, but you, in fact, are a black male in America, and here we are having a conversation.
Yeah, and I know you, and I know you're not a racist. And, you know, you watch your commentary. I mean, you don't really talk about race all that often. I mean, you know, so for these people to come in and paint you as some evil racist is beyond me, because you know, you watch your videos, you watch what you talk about, you say what you believe, and at no point have I ever watched a video and even gotten a hint of even a racist joke or anything. It just isn't there. They are adding it, and they are inserting it, and they are making their own connotations of, you know, well, black people and cotton, those are associated, but that's their problem. That's their issue.
Exactly. It would be like me seeing a box of saltine crackers and being like, this is racist. You know, well, you can't sell these here.
Right.
I mean, it's crazy.
Graham, I want to read some of the comments, if you don't mind, that you got, just to show people the kind of hate that they're throwing at you. And it really just puts into perspective who the hateful people are. You taking a picture in front of Cotton, or the people who write these comments to you. One guy with the name The Ghost 555 wrote, "Hope your kids kill theyselves." Kill theyselves.
Yeah.
I mean, that's directed at your children.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's at the point where the biggest, now of course this is a Graham Allen opinion. The thing that I have seen is when the left-leaning people that have a true problem with me, they don't combat me on facts, they don't combat me on true statistics of things, they don't try to have actual conversations. They go straight violent and aggressive. And most of the time it's directed not specifically at me, it's directed towards my family. And that's just one staggering thing that I've noticed.
And they get so personal. Love dogs, hate Trump. This person sounds like a really lovely individual. They say
great IG name. You got
great IG name. They love puppies, but they hate Trump, so you know exactly where they stand. There's no guessing needed. They say your kids, again, yours spelled wrong. Your kids are so effed up already. I can see your sons growing up to be white domestic terrorists. Sad. It's scary how many people like you exist. This person doesn't know your kids.
Yeah, well, again, you know, it goes along with, and we're seeing it in the media more and more. You've got the whole situation that just happened with the Covington High School kids and the Make America Great Again hats. We live in a world now to where when adults have differences of opinion, their first thing to do is to go after the kids, where, you know, the kids have nothing to do with it in any way. Now, it can be argued that I put the kids in it because I posted the picture of my kids, but where I come from and where I live, that doesn't matter. Children are off limits.
Off limits.
You know, I mean, even in prisons, it's like this understood code. People that go to prison because they mess with kids in any shape, form, or fashion, even the worst criminals in the world,
right, it's open season on them.
Understood code that children are just this off-limit thing. You just don't do that.
But doesn't it show you, Graham, that, I mean, that in a way we are winning, because they wouldn't be going out if they had it, like you said, if they had a legitimate argument, they would battle us in the arena of ideas, and they would talk about our ideas, our facts. Instead, they're not just going after you personally, but they're going after your family. And I've always said, when they start to scream racism, when they start to say this is racist, you're being a racist, that means they know they're losing the argument, and that's the last card they have in their deck that they think they can pull, because they can't argue anything factually.
Yeah, the best thing that someone ever told me is, you know, if you can't argue truth with anything but emotion. I mean, that's the only way that's the only way you can do it. And so when people start to get angry and they start to become violent in their speech and in their tone, you know, I challenge anyone to find any time where I have threatened physical violence or wishing death or going after people's young children. And the answer is you won't find that, because I just do not believe in that kind of thing. I know that people disagree with me. I get it. That is what I chose to do when I started this whole thing and going in the public eye, I guess you could say. I knew that there were going to be people that would hate me for it. The one thing that I never anticipated was people would begin to hate my children and my wife because of my children have never made a single rant. my children have never supported Trump, you know, in the public eye one time. They're too young. You know,
how old are your kids?
My boys are 8 and 7, and at the time of that photo, my daughter was 4, but she's 5 now.
So they are not even at the point where they can go out and say things that might provoke people. I mean, they're innocent children at this point.
Yeah. They're still very much in the training phase of, you know, being a parent and, you know, having children. You know, we are training them based on the value systems that we believe, you know, gun safety, Second Amendment, God, Christianity, family first, cherishing women, respecting women, being chivalrous. You know, man, there's so many American values that are under attack now.
And
even being chivalrous is considered you being sexist, that women are not capable of doing things. I mean, it's insanity.
I mean, in New York City, you hold a door open for a woman, and she gets mad at you because she thinks you're looking down on her. I mean, chivalry is dead. All of the things that you just said, all of that the left doesn't believe in anymore. They don't think that that's important. And so, you know, I implore our viewers, your viewers, everyone, go look Graham Allen's Instagram, go to it, look at the comments. Read these comments, read the hateful things that people are saying to him and his family and his children and his wife, and then also go watch Graham's videos and then use your own common sense and use your own mind to decide which one is the hateful one. All right, Graham, we're out of time. I appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much. I think that you're doing great work, and don't let the haters bog you down.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.